Welcome to Wellraiser Radio. I'm your host, Joshua Coburn. With me, as always, is the mighty Shane Scala and sweet Simon Sanborn. Obviously, being in this industry, in the tattoo industry, and not only does it generally bring some kind of crazy nickname with it, so it's interesting you brought that up. I wanted to ask about that, but now I know I'm going to start calling you the Butcher. But
that's a sick nickname.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of
You're
is.
right. And unless you're a tattooer with a heart tattooed on your face, and you want people to not be afraid of you.
A walking contradiction.
Yeah, I'm a starburst.
Nice.
For me, tattoos are like, I have a few. And for me, tattoos are like bookmarks in your life. Things that remind you of a certain point in your life, whether it's good or bad, because you have people that, they have kids, or there's a particular life-changing event that happens, so they get a tattoo to mark that event in their life. Do you have any stories of clients that come in and you do a specific tattoo for them that have moved you?
The one story for me that really resonated was a little less recent, probably like 4 or 5 months ago. A good friend of mine who is a cancer survivor recommended me to a woman whose daughter was 16 and passed away from cancer. And in our fucking... this is a hard one. We're sitting there and we're having our consult, and I started thinking about like losing a 16-year-old kid. My son's 15. So it was really hard for me to grasp that. I mean, it still obviously moves me to a level that's hard to control myself. But yeah, that was a tough one. And it was a beautiful time for us. And I really felt good because I was able to help her through something that really sucks.
Which goes back to what Robbie had briefly mentioned, was this thought of suicide when life gets really hard. And my mom had brought this up, and she goes, I really wish that we would stop with this this feeling that we can't use that word. It's taboo to use that word. Let's not talk about it. So anytime anybody it's not an alien feeling to feel like the world is on your shoulders and you just can't deal with it anymore. And if we would just take that taboo, that label off of that word, people could talk about, I'm at a super low point in my life. The suicide thought has entered my mind. I don't want to go to the hospital. I just need some extra love right now and support.
Well, and I think Josh can probably relate to this too, that you working in schools and myself being a teacher, that I hear it all the time. I mean, it's a constant discussion within schools and things like that, because bullying's such a big thing now. Suicide's happening a lot from bullying, as I think it probably always has. It's becoming more, people are becoming more aware now. But I mean, that must be something that you hit on all the time. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that to your point, Shane, that there is a stigma attached to that word suicide, and it's because it's kind of scary. When I speak, in front of sometimes thousands of individuals, I mention specifically that I had the thought of choosing to end my life. Like, you're nullifying something living and you're ending it. Like, that's huge. Mm-hmm. And I think that has a major impact to kind of say, oh my gosh, ending my life. And then everybody kind of internalizes that. I mean, I think it's huge because just mentioning it, and Robbie, thank you for mentioning it as well, just getting it out there, saying it out loud kind of puts an ease on things. It's like, it's on the table. We can talk about it all day long. I mean, I was there. Obviously, Robbie, you were there when you struggled. I mean, for me, gosh, I was like 15 the first time I thought about it, really got serious about it at age 20. Mm-hmm. And it was because of a lot of change, a lot of upheaval in my life. Robbie, you mentioned that your thoughts of suicide really started to creep in when you were kind of dealing with a lot of change as well, when your large studio was closing, correct?
It's a recent story about the actress Ariel Winter from Modern Family. She was on the red carpet, and somebody had made the comment, ew, cover up those scars. Your scars are showing from her breast reduction. And she just owned the scars, saying, no, those scars are me now. Why would I hide me? That's me now. So that picture that you posted on Facebook of that woman, Katie, saying, no, this is me now. And I feel beautiful about who I am now.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most powerful messages that any woman across this world could get, is just owning your own beauty. Your beauty is yours. You don't have to look like this person over here. You don't have to look like that woman over there. You don't have to look like the cover girl model. This is you, and you're gorgeous.
People came together for her.
Right.
And, she and I were messaging back and forth, and she was like, this is so overwhelming. This is so cool. I didn't realize that there was this much love for me out there in the world, this is awesome. So it helped her even more so to have that outpouring of goodness after getting the tattoos that changed her life.
I think in a lot of ways, individuals don't understand the level of strength that they're sharing in those moments. Like for her, she was kind of reclaiming herself and, obviously showing a strength to her that she could do it. But the second you posted that photo, I mean, that's strength personified right there. She's being her. She's exposing herself. She's being vulnerable and, showing the world, this is me. So many people wear kind of a mask, to hide pieces of themselves. And I think that's why it's so inspiring. I think that's why the support happens that way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being there, helping me spread what I'm doing and helping spread what you guys are doing, because you guys are pretty kick-ass yourselves.
And that's what I'm excited about too with the show. I mean, he brought up suicide, 15 minutes in, and that's intense.
Yes.
Right.
But what's so great about it is not only was he comfortable, like you mentioned, it's going to help people. It's going to help people discover themselves, discover obviously new topics, and really I'm hoping it helped. I feel like today's show helped me grow. So I can only imagine what listeners are going to feel as well. I think that's so intense. So remember, here at Wellraiser Radio, it's always a safe place for us to hang out. And there's always
no judgment.
And kindness.
Just kindness.
Just kindness.
Just kindness.
It's all right. One of these days you'll get it.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.